Hey, good morning, everybody. How's it going? Welcome to Gospel of Two Wheels. I see that Darth Ma'am and Jeff Elmore have been talking about lots of things, which is awesome. And so good to see you guys. Good to see you, Dave, Eric, Brady. Yes, we are live now. Oh man, how's it going, everybody? My hat's all crooked. There we go. Jeff Elmore dumped last night in Gunny. Yeah, it was. It's finally been raining around here. It's been raining pretty consistently. Not a ton like down in the bottom of the valley, although it has been raining in Montrose proper. But it's been raining in the mountains like crazy. The river, the Uncompahgre River that runs through town is way off color. Hey, there's my mom. Mom is back. Cataract surgery's done. She's doing well. She can still see, I guess. I'm guessing you can still see. Roger Heard, what's happening? Bruce Kinney, how's it going? So yeah, it's been raining like crazy, and the rivers are, like I said, off color and craziness. So we rode Rico last weekend, which was awesome. Was really good conditions. Had a little bit of greasy spots here and there, but generally it was perfect, and obviously no dust. It was, yeah, so that was awesome. Did like 70 something miles. It was really good. Rain 10 days in a row in Arizona. That's crazy. Like, that is crazy for Arizona. Bruce Kennedy, that was what I was going to discuss here in a bit about whether or not Foxy Dib's got his thing running. We'll talk about that here in a little bit. There you go. My mom can now see what I'm really up to. That's what she's been trying to do her whole life. Yeah, welcome to the Gospel Two Wheels, guys, where the coffee's hot, the bikes are fast, and your comments are absolutely ridiculous. Scott Willard, Bike Vault, how are you doing? Yeah, Dave Kessler. Normally we have so much dust around here, but fortunately it's it's been not dusty for a while, which is crazy. As Brady will definitely probably chime in and say that it's always dusty here, because it is always dusty when he shows up. Tony Andrews, what's happening? Other big news coming to, well, it's not big news, but anyway, things coming up. Shady Burrow is in a week and a half. I'm really excited about that. I'm going to be prepping the 125 this Monday. Got a new piston because overheated the heck out of that thing. Also be good to see what a single ring piston looks like after, I think it's 30 hours that I 25 hours, something like that on it. So that'll be good. Jimmy Knight, what's happening? So we'll take a look at that, which would be good. Also got a higher compression head from Kelsey at RK Tech for it, because the Shady Burrow is at like, well, we go up over 13,000 feet at one point. So it's way high up in the mountains, and the little guy needs as much help as humanly possible. So gonna be prepping that. Fortunately, tires are still good from the last race. You guys have been watching the ride videos and the Rico videos and all that, and just hear me rave about the tire. I mentioned it a couple things, but I realized I didn't say what tire it is in a lot of them. Jim Rupp, what's up? It is the Kenda Gauntlet. So Kenda this year, or maybe it was last year, I'm not sure exactly when they brought these out, because I wasn't paying attention, but they came out with two FIM legal like gummy competition tires, the Gauntlet and the Gnarly. The Gnarly is the super duper extreme enduro race tire. Mike Clearing, what's happening? And it's really, really, really soft. And I haven't run one yet because I haven't been able to get a hold of one. They've always been back ordered when I tried to order one. But then the Gauntlet is like the same idea, but a little bit stiffer rubber. And I've been really, really, really happy with it. It does wear out pretty fast. It doesn't work great in like soupy mud or really soft dirt, because the knobs are really short from the get-go. That's the FIM knob. Anyway, whatever. But I think that short knob keeps it from being too, like, it doesn't rip the knobs off super fast, because I've run soft tires before that had a taller knob on them, and they just rip the knobs right off. So I think I like that. Like I said, you suffer a little bit in the real greasy stuff, but we don't have too much of that. but man, does that tire hook up. It's going to probably now, like, I don't know. I actually just changed tires on the 300 finally. They were hammered. And I put the same back on. I put a Bridgestone M59 up front and a Gauntlet out back. I'm really excited about it. So it's awesome. Bike Vault, fixed electron carb. Oh, fitted electron carb. What a difference. Right on, Bike Vault. I'm glad that's working out good. Joel Dubois, what's happening? Going riding. That's good. And Darth Mayhem. Yeah, there's so many tires these days. It's just ridiculous. I have a battery in stock for my KX. It hasn't been started since Sodak. Brady, yes, I do actually have a battery in stock for that. That's awesome. Scott, we're going to get some moisture this weekend. What's the dirt like at Hartman's in the rain? Oh my gosh, Scott Willard. Hartman rocks in the rain, like a driving, like sheets of rain coming from the sky. Rain is amazing. Like it doesn't get any better. Chris Kinberg, what's happening, dude? So yeah, in fact, we had some folks out of town from the Front Range. Last week was Chris Nelson and his buddies, and it started raining one day in the morning, and they're like, because the adobes are off. It had been raining on the plateau, so it was going to be greasy. You could ride up there in the rain, but it was going to be burly, and they'd already ridden on the plateau and had a great day, so they were looking for something new. And so I sent them to Hartman's, and they freaked out. It was so good. So yeah, highly recommend Hartman's in the rain. Brady, it's 101 today. That sucks. It's been a hot summer here in Montrose, but fortunately, recently we've been getting rain. Okay, Dave Kessler. The suspense is killing me. What was wrong with Foxy Bibbs' bike? So that's a great question. And here's the thing. None of us are 100% sure. But yes, Foxy Bibbs did get it running. So, okay, quick recap. If you didn't see that video, Foxy Bibbs bought a new to him 2019 TX300, had 13 hours on it, so it had been sitting a long time, which is not awesome. But it was beautiful. He got it for $8,000, which sadly, I hate to even say is a great deal these days. Anyway, whatever. Got it, brought it home, put his Electron from his, I think, yeah, so is that right? Or maybe it had Electron. I don't know. He put Electron on it, and I don't know if, oh, no, okay, sorry. It was his Electron from his 250. Put that on it, and then, because his 250 has a stick metering rod keying on it now. Anyway, so he put the Electron on it and fired it up, rode it up and down the road, ran great. Brought it to a Thursday night ride, would not start. So, of course, we all tried to help out. We took the thing apart, find that it's got no spark. We're like, well, that's interesting. So, unplugged the kill switch, didn't fix it. New spark plug, didn't fix it. What else did we do right then? Oh, grounds, like on the coil. Took those off, scratched them up, put them on, didn't fix it. Then I was like, okay, let me see this thing. So I took the spark plug cap off. It was nice and tight. It was not you guys say it is the carburetor. Has nothing to do carburetor or fuel injection. It has nothing to do with the spark. So anyway, I took the spark plug cap off of the thing, and it was tight. Like it didn't just slide off. I've seen that happen. So it didn't just slide off. But anyway, so I took it off, looked at it, took a pair of dikes, just chopped a little bit off just to make sure it was like fresh wire, screwed it back on. Well, actually, excuse me. Before I screwed it back on, I put the wire to the head and we kicked it. And I saw a tiny bit of spark. It didn't look great. Like it didn't look awesome coming from the wire to the head, but it definitely, you guys are awesome. I love it. You guys are hilarious. So, it didn't spark, or wasn't bright blue, but I saw something. I was like, okay. So I put the cap back on, put the spark plug back in it, put that on the head, kicked it. And by the way, the battery the whole time was dead. And it's not a TPI bike, so it doesn't matter if the battery's dead, it'll still run like that. So, yeah. Oh yeah. Chris Kinberg. all the two-stroke comments are definitely getting noticed. So, put the spark plug back in the cap, and we got a little bit of spark. Like again, you could see it. It wasn't great. I was like, put it all back together, kick it, nothing. Brady Metter, at least with points, I could have looked at it and definitely known what's going on. So I'm like, it's ridiculous. Of course, he's like, you guys just go ride because this is stupid. Just whatever, I'll fiddle with it. So we took off, and he was screwing with the cap and mashing the plug into it, and like just didn't know what to do, just trying to, I don't know. And then he kicked it, and all of a sudden it had spark. So then he did have a carburetor problem. It was actually not so much carburetor problem as probably tank problem, because he had dumped the old gas out, put fresh gas in it, and I think he didn't have a filter in line, and some stuff went to into the carburetor. So he had to take that apart, clean it. But then he got it running and rode it around, just kind of in the area. It didn't go very far. So the answer to your guys' question is we really don't know exactly why it wasn't sparking 100%. So he doesn't have a lot of confidence in it yet. He hasn't been able to ride it since he's on vacation this week. So he didn't get to go to Rico with us and try it out. But not a lot of confidence in the situation. So I don't know. Darth Mayhem, the sad thing is he did not mean to bring a dead bike. It was, the thing looked like a brand new motorcycle, and he had ridden it up and down the road, and then all of a sudden it wasn't. Chris, yes. And his distributor cap, yes, was out of adjustment. You guys are awesome. I love you so much. So, so it's an interesting one. I'm hoping that what was really wrong was that the cap wasn't like getting a good connection on the screw to the wire. Really hoping that Roger, it only goes as far as you can push it. Exactly. So I'm hoping that's what did it. And for whatever reason, when I put because I put the spark plug on there and kicked it, I did see spark. It just wasn't super bright blue. But so yeah, Dave Kessler, you had mentioned that, I think, on the line. He said a guy had the same problem. Turns out the resistor cap was bad. Brady, so the kill switch was unplugged during this whole thing. So I don't think it was that. Because we just took it out of the equation and got rid of it. So I don't think. Dude named Eric, you should see a pretty strong spark from the wire to the head. If you take the cap off and you got just the wire down there, you've got to can't be touching it, you can't see it, but they'll usually arc. I mean, a solid 8 3/8, not 3/8, 3/16 of an inch, maybe even a quarter. Darwin had a radiator mash a wire that killed it. Yeah, that's a good thing to look at. This bike, I don't even know if it had ever been tipped over. It was mint. So, I mean, who knows? I'm leaning towards David with the spark plug cap having a bad resistor or something like that, because it only changed when we fiddled with that. The cap came off and back on, and that's the only time it changed. And since it's such a new bike and it doesn't live in a wet area, so there was no rust. I even had him before we got to that point. We took the stator cover off to make sure that it hadn't gone in the water and rusted something up, and it just and it's easy enough to do. So we took that off. Yeah, Jimmy and I heard absolutely. Brady, your 4-stroke runs every time. Too bad you never ride it. And Roger, I tried desperately to get Foxy and or Zach to hold the wire. Oh, I was trying so hard. Sadly, they wouldn't do it. Mike Klinger, there we go. Had same issue with 17. Replaced spark plug cap and fixed it. Radiator was bad. So that is what I'm. Yes, Mike Barnado. I like it. Go get a Yamaha. I think I'm going to recommend that Foxy Bibs gets a new spark plug cap because, like I said, that's the only thing that changed it is when we fiddled with that. So anyway, that's all I can guess. So far, he did, like I said, he did ride it afterwards for an hour or so, just close to the truck. But and he was there when we got back, so because he was going to take a truck home and just deal with it later. But so yeah, anyway, guys, there are quite a few of you watching, but not as many thumbs ups. So if you are enjoying what we are doing here, go ahead and back out of the chat for a second, hit the thumbs up, and then come on back into the chat. That would be awesome. Brady Metter should have bought a GPX. Yeah. Kevin O'Laughlin, I had an RM250 that had a similar issue, turned out to be a bad stator. Yeah, Kevin, that is honestly like a lot of the time we replace. I actually had 2 bikes yesterday or Tuesday, 2 bikes in a row have bad stators. A KX250F, you hear that, Brady? And then also a DR200 Suzuki, also 4-stroke. So, my mom, she's watching. Brady Metter giving the thumbs down. I love it. Now I know who's doing the thumb, like the 1 or 2 thumbs down on my videos is Brady. Yes, Chris Kinberg, that is awesome. Jimmy, I heard my dad had a ghetto riding motor, had to pull the plug wire to shut it off. I was 10 when I found out about that one. Oh gosh, that's awesome. So I don't know how many of you guys are at, active mechanics and doing stuff all the time. But if you do it long enough, you'll get one that runs away and the kill switch doesn't work. And the thing you have to do is yank the spark plug cap off of the thing. And dude, it's like the most ridiculous. It hurts so bad. And what's really exciting is when you do that and it doesn't stop and it's dieseling and now it's running on its own. And so you've yanked the thing off. It has like almost stopped your heart and is still running. Oh, dude, Bruce Kennedy, my mom has one of the world's greatest senses of humor. If you met my father, you would know that she'd have to have a sense of humor to live with that man for 50 years. Because he's awesome. And oh yeah, my mom raised 3 boys, just like my wife is doing right now. So yeah, I will definitely be checking in 100% to let you guys know what for sure was the problem. Hopefully find out exactly what the problem is, but I think the spark plug cap makes the most sense. Bruce Kennedy, I had a bike with a seal leak behind the stator. Yeah, right away, often no stopping it. That has locked up many a 2-stroke, Bruce, is that that left side seal leaking. Mike Barnado, I will be at the Shady. My children will not because they are going to Oklahoma to see my mom and dad, which is awesome. They're flying down there this Monday and coming back on Sunday. So they're not going to make it back in time for the Burrow, but I will be there and I'm really excited about it. Dan Malone, a sense of humor does go a long way. I wonder what that would do to my bad improv. Yeah, Roger, so I had a very good friend of ours, G Love. If you've watched a lot of the, he's not been in a lot of the schlogs. If you watch some of the schlogs, he's been in there. His name's Gary Glover, and he's awesome. And he's a welder, he's kind of retired-ish, but and he just had a pacemaker installed. Super whatever. It's kind of a bummer, but although it's not a bummer because he's going to be awesome. But his doc had told him that he might have to stop welding, like all the arc welding and stuff like that, because the welder, it might foul with it. And I said, well, we should see what happens when you hold on to a spark plug wire. Because he's a dirt biker and he's got a good sense of humor. So anyway, we laughed about that for quite a while. Let's see. Pack Racer getting here late. Excited about the ride, the World Arizona. When can we look for details? Have to plan well in advance for time off. Pack Racer, I will get that up here pretty soon. It's still July, I don't know yet. It'll probably be I can almost guarantee it will be after the Death March, which is September. So we got to get through Idaho, Ride the World, and then through the Death March, and then I'll probably be busy getting that together. How do you get the KX100 on the plane? That's a good question. Oh, the boys would totally like to take dirt bikes, but that's not happening. James Tilley, Death March dates. It's one date, and it is September 18th. Let's see. As a welder myself, a pacemaker's not going to be happy near a welding machine. That's what, that's what the doc thinks. Although here's the interesting thing. The doctor told him to try it out. I don't know what kind of doctor that is. Like, I kind of like him. He might be a dirt biker. He's like, yeah, just get near the thing and see what happens. I'm like, okay. Brady Metter, why is Idaho so far away? It's only so far away from Oklahoma. And the reason is because all awesome things have to get that far away from Oklahoma. My mom is going to kick my butt for saying that. But Idaho is a long way away. But Brady, you should seriously find a way to make it. I know it's crazy far away, but oh my goodness, is it going to be fun? Gary M., how are you doing? Did you find a cylinder, get it replated or whatever? Did you get that sorted out? Hopefully you found one to get that bike back going. Dave, because we don't go to via South America to get to Idaho. There, my mom kicked me. I knew it. For the Idaho ride, are you camping there or staying in a room, a cabin? Chris Kinberg, I will be staying in the van at the Smiley Creek Lodge. In fact, I got to call those guys today just to quadruple confirm that's all taken care of. But Smiley Creek Lodge has RV sites. I have an RV site reserved, so I'll be camping at the Smiley Creek Lodge. And the reason it's there and not at a more remote camping area, which actually is really fun. That's what we did last year, which is Zach and I, is because Smiley Creek allows, it's a big area, so we can get lots of people in there. And then also there's some sort of cell reception / Wi-Fi, whatever. So if people are still coming in, we can get a hold of them. Or if people are out, we can try to get a hold of whatever. It's just a little bit safer place to have a bigger group. Pick me up on the way, Brady. That's awesome. And Smiley Creek is awesome. And honestly, there's a part of me that's really, really, really hoping that some bush planes fly into Smiley Creek, because there's a little grass airstrip there, and some of the bush plane guys that I follow on YouTube fly in there a bunch and then fly into the Idaho backcountry. So there's a little bit of me really hoping to see some bush planes. Guys, this is awesome. Zach and Leandra Sheets, Zach, Angry Zach, Leandra, my new front desk person. Today is their wedding anniversary, 9th anniversary. So I don't know if they're going to watch this. I don't know what's going on, but they I'd say congratulations to them. Go on. They're not really on Facebook. Leandra is. Anyway, if you get a chance, comment happy anniversary. Really proud of them. I love seeing people be married, stay married, work through things. It's awesome. So I'm really proud of them, and it's awesome. So happy anniversary, Zach and Leandra. I love you guys so much. Awesome. Chris Kinberg, I love it. I'm glad you're coming. Am I taking floaties this time? Yes. I will be taking floaties for the motorcycle. Absolutely. Actually, I will be taking a spare motorcycle in case I botch it. Yes, Bruce Kennedy, that is absolutely going to hit. He says, I can see it now. Sir, back away from the bush planes. You can't fly. I want one so bad. Dan Malone, have you had a chance to ride the trail system above Mancos? No, I have not. 4 days there. It was very nice. Happy anniversary. Okay. No, Dan, that sounds awesome. I should go over above Mancos. I mean, I know where Mancos is, but I got to go check that out. Is there a lot of single track? That sounds awesome. Brady Metter, fresh top end in which one? In the 300? I'm not. Well, actually, we'll see. so the 125 XC is going to have a fresh-ish. It's going to get ridden in the Shady Burrow, so we'll see how that goes. But the 300 is not even close to needing a fresh top end time-wise. But I didn't know you guys are going to Alaska, Mom. See, my mom and dad do this. They're going to Alaska. They'll call me. They're going to like France or whatever. And they'll call me like from the plane and let me know. Like I have no clue. Not that they, they're adults, but I'm like, what? Okay. Robinson Motorsports, I love it. 2T motor is the best mod for a four-stroke. That is phenomenal. Jimmy, not with two Jims up in here. What do we win? You don't win nothing. You win a punch in the face. Yeah, I know they don't have to get my permission. I just would love to know that if I get a call that something's wrong and they're in South America, it would be nice to have it not be a complete surprise. So anyway, back to the bike. So what I'm trying to do on the 300, because it runs perfectly smooth, whatever, but I am really desperately trying to get main bearings, seals, and gaskets for the motor so that I can rebuild the bottom end before Idaho if I can, just because that's the only thing I didn't do after the big lockup that I did up there. And I think everything's fine, but I don't know. It would also make good YouTube content to build a bottom end of a brand new or a newer 300. So yeah. Okay. Bjork Off-Road, looking to get into mooses and don't have Rabiconda. Is it unbearable without one? Feel fairly confident changing tires traditionally? No, you do not need a Rabiconda. Honestly, the one thing that is really handy is something to it's like a bead breaker, right? That has a big arm on a normal stand. We sell them. Unit is a company that sells one that's $65, $70 that has it's on the ground. So it's not like a Rabiconda that stands up and makes it easy. It's a little bit, whatever, but you can fix that yourself with a welder. But it's got a thing to be able to come over and hold it, push down. Cause that's what really, makes the difference is a thing to hold one tire iron. So when you start to get the thing on, you can put one tire iron underneath the bolt or whatever to hold it there and work around back to it. That's a big help with mooses. And then also that bead breaker kind of thing to help push it down in is awesome. Dude, Brady Metter, 100%. Yeah, absolutely. If you fly to Montrose and go to Idaho, I will get the 125 ready for you. Absolutely. There you go, Jim. I have the unit stand-up model was 140. There you go. So, and the unit ones are really nice. For the money, they're great. There you go. Mike Barnard, all you need is a bead buddy and 8 tire spoons. The more tire spoons does make it a lot easier. I see Power Sports sells Beta in Montrose. How come you never seen them around here? Oh, Bruce, is that Planet Motorsports still on the so Planet Motorsports doesn't exist anymore. They did sell Beta. Then they got bought by Grand Mesa Motorsports and had their shop. They had a shop in Montrose and a shop in Delta. Then the shop in Montrose failed, so they moved everything to Delta. And then Beta just yanked their dealership from Grand Mesa Motorsports. I won't go into why I think that happened, but they did. So now Beta, I think the only Beta dealer is up in Grand Junction. Yeah, Bruce Kennedy, I figured that they might still be on the net. They didn't close that website down. But yeah, so that's anyway. Yeah, Beta, Grand Mesa Motorsports, I don't know exactly what happened, but Beta pulled their dealership. So there you go. Jimmy Nyhart used 2 B buddies and shove irons to keep the drop center down. There you go. Dan Malone. I won't say it, but yeah, I agree. Yeah, Barnado. There you go. Jim Nash, thank you for putting that Model E1410. The unit stuff is really nice. I have one at the shop that I'm going to get my buddy CJ to weld up onto a bar that I can slide into my receiver on my van, so that when I go to races or go somewhere for a long trip, I have a nice solid stand. Brady Metter, Highland Beta, nope, not going to happen. Not, and it's not because of Beta. I wouldn't do Sherco either, just because I don't want to do a dealership. So not happening. And then, like, Brady, hopefully you're saying yes about the 125. And someone said Brady on a 125, that would make a good YouTube content. 100%, David. I want to make that happen pretty badly. Like, pretty badly. Oh, by the way, Jimmy Neihart and Jim Nash, you two need to meet each other because you guys would be perfect. Highland Sherco Beta Triumph. Dang, Jim Nash, bicep surgery. That sucks. I'm sorry for that. Get healed up by January so we can come ride with you down in Arizona, because that's well, we're coming and you need to be there. Yeah, there we go. Jimmy Neihart, when Brady beats your loop time on the 125, mind blown. I want to see that too. That would be awesome. Ooh, there we go. Dude named Eric. A bunch of different people on the 125. That's, yeah, because we're moving back towards getting back to the loop and doing some more testing on the loop. It's just been, it's 1,000 degrees out in the Adobes right now, and I'm not going out there to ride. Yes, my mom. There we go. Yes, Mike Barnato. Markers in January is where we're going. It's going to be awesome. So my mom says everybody come to the Gold Rush. So you guys all need to come to the Gold Rush. First weekend in November in Oklahoma. It's in Hallett, Oklahoma, which is just west of Tulsa, and you should definitely do. Chris Kinberg, the new Triumph. I don't really have anything to think about it yet because they don't exist yet. But I think the idea is interesting. I like to see more people. Like I'd love to see more awesome bikes in the mix. I'm interested to see who's actually building that for Triumph. If it's actually a British built motorcycle, that'd be interesting. It might leak oil. But then, yeah, I'm excited. Roger Hurd, you need to come do a loop on the 125. I would love to have you do a loop on the 125. Let's see. Ed Dugan, I can't wait for the Shady. It's going to be awesome. And Brady, the humidity would kill me there. Darth Mayhem, how far am I from Moab? As a crow flies, not very far, maybe 100 miles. But on the pavement, we're like 2.5-ish hours if you go the fastest way. On dirt, though, you can ride the Rimrocker Trail straight over and like over the mountains right into Moab, and it's about 200 miles, and it's awesome. Let's see. Jimmy Neihart, I got the blessing from my baby mom to go to the Gold Rush. Yes. Coming for the title. Yes. Almost got the treadmill yesterday. 8 Oreos instead. I love it. Jimmy Neihart, I cannot wait. Oh, that makes me happy that you're coming. That makes me happy in my heart. Brady, I knew it wasn't. I saw those pictures. I knew it wasn't a copy of a KTM. I just didn't know if they were building it or if they're going to have an Indian company, because that KTM is having Indian companies build their motorcycles these days. So that is, I love it. I mean, I think it's great. Triumph will probably be built in India, designed in the UK. There we go, Bruce. That's what I was saying. Buena Vista Beta is now my closest dealer. Jeff, there you go. Yes, my mom will make muffins for everybody, which is awesome at the Gold Rush. So yeah, I am excited about the Triumph thing, guys. What do you guys think about the Triumph thing? I think it's cool to see someone try it. I don't know how good it's going to be for the first few years. It could be interesting. Has anybody heard whether they're building 4-strokes and 2-strokes or just 4 strokes? Brady is the muffin man. He has the world's largest muffin top. Yes. Dude, Brady, you got to come to Idaho and ride the 125, because you will be like one giant muffin top on top of the 125. It will be awesome. Please do that. Oh, man. That would be so good. My mom loves you, so that's good. So yeah, it will be interesting to see if I don't know. I'm interested to see what's going on with Triumph. I mean, they brought who is it? It's Ricky Carmichael, and I forget who the other guy is. Oh, and how's Paul Terrace doing, or Paul, however you pronounce his name, on that 700 Tenere in Romaniacs? I haven't actually had a chance to really check out Romaniacs at all. I saw him finishing at least day one. So that, or Ivan Cervantes, there we go. Ivan Cervantes is the Triumph guy. Paul Terrace is the guy on the thing. Robinson Motorsports. Craig Jarvis, that's awesome. He's got a diesel motor. The Tomac's on but Tomac's on a Yamaha. Going to be on a Yamaha this year, which is crazy for Supercross. Robinson says he will look like a bumblebee carrying a mosquito. That might be my absolute favorite descriptor of a big person on a small bike. That is awesome. Jarvis one day one. That is so rad. That makes me so happy. Bernardo Yamaha. Yeah, buddy. Speaking of that, I'm trying to get the Molecule, Ryan Secules, to buy a YZ125. He's already almost talked himself into it, but he's thinking wanting to have a 125 and his 300, partially because that's what I have. He feels like it would be awesome, and I think it'd be really good for him because he's tiny. He's like 150 pounds. So it would be 125 would be wicked in his hands. I think it'd be really good. And that is terrible to hear about Jarvis being out. That sucks. Brady Metter, I have your vest at the shop. You have to come get it. Dana Malone, Dory's in love with Jet Lawrence. That is awesome. How is Billy Bolt doing? Bike Vault. I love Billy Bolt. He cracks me up. And Darth Mayhem. I think that is the situation with Jarvis. Is the guy he's a machine, and I don't know. I think probably the single greatest like hard enduro racer ever. So far, at least. I mean, that will probably get surpassed now as that sport gets bigger and badder and whatever, and people start training more and more and more for it. But I mean, it's hard to argue with his record. But sadly, he's getting old like me. He's not as old as me, but so unfortunately, when you crash and you get older, things start to hurt more. That sucks. Jimmy Neihart. Yeah, he's 43, 44 and whipping up on 20 and 30-year-olds, like whipping up. There we go. Bjork Off-Road, thanks. Manny Lettenbickler, Mario Ramon, and then Billy Bolt. That is awesome to hear. Bruce Kinney, I know it's a big. Cody Webb up to 8. Is this Cody's first Romaniacs? Because I know obviously he's been to Erzberg, did well. I don't know if he's raced Romaniacs yet. Maybe he has. I don't know. You guys chime in. Dan Malone, get after it. I'm going to stay a little bit late because there's a lot of us watching, so we're doing it. Jimmy Neihart, my age, our writing careers are parallel. Jimmy, I cannot wait to see you at the Gold Rush. Also think you should make it to Arizona if you can. It would be awesome. And Idaho. You should just do all of it. You should just move west, honestly. It would be better for you. Let's see. I think I maybe missed Eric. Oh yeah. So Eric, I don't know how I pronounce your last name, Eric. Inglesrud. Anyway, that's an awesome last name, dude. Anyway, if they win races, they'll do well. Yeah. Hopefully I don't know who they can have racing for him. I know it's not going to be the GOAT, but let's see. Why don't you think David Knight still kicks ass at hard enduro? That's a good question, man. I don't know why he doesn't still kick butt in hard enduro. Honestly, the guy's not that. Jim Nash, is he 46? I thought Jarvis was just a tiny bit younger than me, but I don't know. But anyway, whatever. He's 40 something. Anyway, it's amazing. He's killing everybody. So I don't know why David Knight is not still doing well. I don't know what happened, why he lost, or doesn't have a ride. Like, I don't know. It's interesting. That's a good question, dude, because I love David Knight and I think he's awesome. And I would, oh, there we go. Bruce Kennedy. David scares away his sponsors. His personality sucks. There we go. That's all it takes. That is all it takes. If you are a butt and upset your sponsors, then there you go. You lose sponsorship. Therefore, you don't get to go racing as much. Therefore, anyway. So, good to know, Bruce. I've never met the man, so, but that makes sense. Brady. Oh, Brady says he's awesome. I think, I mean, like I said, all the interviews I've ever seen, I think the guy's awesome. I love the fact that he's from Isle of Man, and oh yeah, Bruce Kennedy. He complains about the ride he has in front of the TV. But did he do that with KTM? I know he did that with whatever that was he rode, and he went and bought his own bikes. And Jim Nash, no wonder I have no sponsors. Jim, if I had piles of money, I would sponsor you just because of your tiny little legs. It would be so worth it. Oh my gosh. But yeah, David Knight was at the tough thing. Like, it's like the tough one. It used to be the tough one now. He did this enough years ago to set the tone for future. Yeah. So Bruce Kennedy, that's what I was wondering, is like, because when he was on KTM, I didn't think he was doing that on KTM's. But then he lost that ride, or he didn't stay with him. So I didn't know if he did badmouth KTM's, that then whatever. But I do, and like, yeah, it doesn't take much to lose sponsorship if you say a few wrong words and all that. Yeah, whatever. And as a sponsor, I don't blame him. You can't have that. So. Right on, guys. I better boogie. It is 8:09. The Sheetses are on their way to the shop, I'm sure. By the way, also, Landra and Zach got a house. Well, they sold their house, got a house. They're all under contract. So, like, it's all a little bit tenuous until it actually happens. But hopefully September 3rd, they will be residents of Delta, Colorado. It's not quite Montrose, but it's very close. And way more affordable than Montrose, which is awesome. And I'm really excited to have them closer. And they are rad. Sheetses, I love you guys so much. Yes. Okay. You guys, and absolutely, Bruce Kennedy, happy anniversary to those guys. I love you guys so much. I do. Thank you so much for joining me here on this ridiculous show that means so very much to me. I hope you guys like it too. Have a great day. Have a great weekend. Get out, ride the dirt bikes, do all that good stuff. And as always, I hope you're out spreading the gospel of two wheels. And I hope that what we're doing here at Highland Cycles is inspiring you guys to work on and get out and ride your dirt bikes.